hold on. This is going to be a pretty big thing in crypto. And then, you give it a couple months. With the case of Pump, it was really just 2 months. And then we can move up again. And I think that probably happens. Who knows? Maybe that takes even longer for XPL. Maybe that takes even longer for some of these new tokens. But I think right now it's the expectation. When a new token comes out, and if it can't go up 2x, people are just going to dump it. Like XPL is just in this phase. And I'm in the regret phase for not only buying it, but then also tweeting out that I bought it. That's max pain. that's literally the only thing worse than buying is tweeting that you bought it. But yeah, shit's kind of crazy today. They've even found a way for NFT coins to go up. If you delete the tweet, it never happened, bro. I think like 200 people retweeted the tweet. So, what happens if I delete a tweet where everyone retweeted it? I think what happens is like it shows. Yeah, that's just way worse. You can't do that. Even if I delete the tweet, it's like I don't not lose the money. So it's kind of like, yeah, it is what it is. The funny thing is the more time you spend on Twitter, it's like the more painful part of a bad trade is usually just that you posted it. Like getting something wrong happens you get something wrong every single day or every single week, depending on how often you trade. But getting it wrong and everyone knowing you got it wrong and they will quote tweet and dunk on you, brother. that like adds leverage to your trade, even if you just bought it with spot. But OpenSea found a way for NFT coins to go. Like this is crazy, dude. Look at this. Look at these coins. Have you guys been buying any of these NFT strategy coins? It's like a Ponzi basically, where you buy these things are ripping up 60%, 20%, 50%. I was doubting, someone asked about NFTs like 3 or 4 days ago. I was kind of saying, look, unless that game all of a sudden becomes fun, or just, not just fun, but until NFTs are like as attractive, if not more attractive than the current game. What I mean by that is like you putting money in, you have an equal chance or better of making money than if you just shoved it into what's actually hot. Then I just don't see them going up. And that hasn't been true for NFTs for so long. And it seems like they basically figured out how to make, yeah, it's not really just like selling the NFTs. It's more like a momentum Ponzi. So they issue a coin. Here's like my super rough understanding. I want to have someone come on to explain it, but they issue a coin. A bunch of people buy into the coin. That coin goes out and acquires an NFT, lists the NFT at a higher price, and then when the NFT gets bought, it goes back into burning the coin. It's like a fee generating token that acquires NFTs, and hopefully people buy in and it keeps acquiring NFTs and it keeps earning fees and the token keeps being burned. It's literally just a Ponzi of like, let's all shove our money into this thing and we'll acquire NFTs and like push the collection of NFTs up, and the token kind of gets snowballed up as well. I mean, it's kind of cool. It's like a momentum NFT Ponzi. I mean, they're finding a way to make it work. Is it sustainable? Those are questions we shouldn't ask. But it's kind of cool. I want to find someone who's made a ton of money with it and have them on. It'd be a good show. And then I also read something crazy about that Solana game you guys sent me yesterday. The founder sent out a tweet. I think he made $3 million, and the game's only been out like 2 or 3 days. It's actually a cool story, but I don't know how well the game's actually gonna do. But my God, it just feels like there's so many chances, opportunities, things happening, and it feels like everyone's making millions of dollars every day. But at times like this, it's kind of like you'll eventually find a spot so good it just kind of falls into your lap. I've learned that just chasing stuff right now, it's like if you missed Zcash, jumping in at 160 is not the way to win. You know, staring at these NFT coins, I'm like, they're going up. I'm not going to ape into one. Like the spots will just come. You'll just find a spot. Whatever you do when you find a spot, don't buy XPL. Don't buy XPL like I did. But it's absolutely crazy. And yeah, I think the best way to do this stream is just going to be having guests on. So been reaching out to people. Thread should be on. And hopefully I get a couple replies. We can get 2 more next week. But you guys know how it goes. Everything takes a little bit longer than I wish it could. I wish I could just get everything back to speed super fast. All that, but maybe. Yeah. You guys know how it goes. Hold on, I want to see if this buy bot's working. Let me see if I we buy like 0.05. What does that do? Oh, it does work. Dope. Okay, that's cool. Very cool. So really, the only thing I have to figure out then with the overlays, do it again. I don't want to buy a bunch of my token. It's like a weird thing. One of the genius things they've done with Pump Fun and with these streamer coins, and why I think this is so cool is because you don't have you really never want to be I don't want to own a bunch of my token. It just creates a weird. Even if I would never dump. It's always this thing where it's like if people join, they're like, "Oh, he's just doing it so he can dump on us." Like, no, I'm really not. Like, I don't want a bunch of tokens that I can dump on you. That's why I launched, didn't tweet it, whatever else. I don't want to snipe. I don't want to hack. Like, I just want to do the stream and not have a bunch of tokens I can dump. I think it's just the best way to do it. But yeah, just hitting people up and trying to get some cool shows. I think having someone on about the NFT strategy would be sick. Andrew King, I still want to have on, obviously, to talk about ETH. But yeah, gaining conviction and just kind of looking around and seeing the best ways that we could actually do this. Oh, look at that. I think I set up different buy bot memes for every single different buy amount. So like 1 SOL versus 0.1 SOL versus like 100 SOL. It's kind of sick. Look at that. It's kind of awesome. That's kind of fucking awesome. Yeah, so God, there's just like a lot of cool things I think we'll be able to do with the podcast like that. Having an on-chain show, once again, this is all so experimental. We have no idea how all this is going to work, but there's just some like magic to it's like sending your first Bitcoin transaction or mining your first ETH. There's just certain things when you watch them happen, like in certain crypto apps, that it just never gets old. Like that just hits so much better than if someone like buys a sub on Twitch. Make a sell bot. I can reach out to the team who just made this one. I can reach out to the team who just made this one and see if they can do that. Make a sell bot now with Wire UK. Dude, that'd be we really do need a sell bot. If it tracks it, we could have like a way to like a way to like shame, or like an automated tweet that would go out or something. Like a message in the chat, like maybe they get banned from the chat. There could be so many different ways we could do that. But yeah, God, my tooth hurts. Gaining a ton of conviction and that I'm heading in the right direction. I still don't really know like how it's all going to work, how the show's going to work, if we do Monday, Wednesday, Friday, if we're going to multi-stream it or segments or whatever, but gaining conviction that it's like heading in the right direction and that live pods will be the way. Trying to slowly get a little bit more organized. That's always such a ridiculous uphill battle. But I've almost worked through 6 months of DMs. Now it's just, can we also schedule good guests on top of that? I think we can, but that's uphill battle too. Who would be the best person to have on about the NFT strategy? I have someone in mind. God, we might get another airdrop in the US too. That's kind of insane. That's kind of insane. But yeah, I just want to do a quick stream today. Gosh, we're not hopping off. I have other stuff I want to look at, but I know that there's been so many people in the chat. I've had the unhinged chat. My board of directors has been begging, when are we going to tweet out the stream? Are we going to have a guest? All these things. Guys, it's all happening. It's all finally happening. I said it was going to happen. I mean, there's still a lot of things I have to figure out in terms of like sharing the show every day and all that, but for tomorrow's show, we're definitely going to share it. It's like another, I think it's the next step in the trial run of how this is all going to work. As I try to just build a show basically from scratch. Yeah. Tomorrow's kind of the next step at that. Yeah. Yeah. Trying to trust the process. It's more just, sometimes you just got to figure it out all on the fly. Dear God. Why did I eat that? I really did. I shouldn't have bit down on that cough drop, man. Feels like there's like a needle in my tooth right now. What else was crazy that I saw today? Something else was pumping. Just pull out the tooth. No, I called my dentist and asked if there's something I should do. I need like a mouth guard, but just for one tooth, like a little cap. Yo, should I try to figure out how to get the let's see if we can get the chat on here. The spam bots are back. I'll do that after the stream. I'll write that down. And then yeah, after Thread, I think the biggest thing is just what other two guests would be huge for next week. And then hopefully, once I get a slightly better flow with guests and just like the process of getting live show, getting clips, post them to Twitter, post the podcast to YouTube, then to Twitter. It's like, once I get the flow of all that dialed, then I think the next step will be kind of figuring out the everyday show and probably restreaming it or multi-streaming it to Twitter. I didn't realize like how big there is such an insanely good network of people that do that for like TradFi on YouTube that just cover stocks that absolutely crush. And they're really fun to watch. Like Thread Guy is obviously doing the best of it here in crypto, but there's just some amazing shows that cover CVL. Yes, there is. There's just so many good live shows like covering all the shit that's happening. And I think crypto needs way more of it. I really do. Also, Pump Fun's pumping. What the hell? Pump Fun pumping with an airdrop. And it looks like, oh, that's the other thing I want to talk about. You guys know, for the people that have been here since the very beginning, I kind of hinted at like what I think would be one of the most exciting Pump Fun streamer coin trades. It looks like Calio is definitely thinking about jumping on here. And I don't know how often he's going to stream. I don't know how committed he is going to be. It seems like, I know with some of the people that jumped on Pump Fun the first week to stream, it seems like some of them have already dropped off.